Hey guys, what's up? It's BJ. Welcome back to my channel. I feel like, since just a few seconds ago I was just I just blew up on a cursing spree. So I thought this would have been a perfect time to talk about Tekken 7. This is the last week of Tekken 7. Tekken 8 comes out in like 4 days now. So yeah, I was just getting a few matches in with Julia because I know it might be a while before I can play her again in Tekken 8. And I really want to just take this time just to talk about, just to kind of give my reflective thoughts on Tekken 7. It's been out for going almost 7 years now. And yeah, so I would say overall it's a great game. I want to go into more detail, but while it's fresh in my mind, because I just got, like I said, I just got done just going crazy. I really hope in Tekken 8 that they improve the fucking netcode and the connection. Because just a few seconds ago, I was in a ranked battle, and ranked matches are really intense, especially right now at this point in the game. And I fought someone that was equal rank as me, and it was a good battle. They were a good player. Don't get me wrong, they were a good player, but they beat me. They had 3 matches, I had 1, but 2 of the matches that he had won, I literally was in the middle of a combo. And had I been able to finish my combo, I would have won those 2 matches. But of course, when I get into the combo, it just freaking lags. It lags and I drop it. And in fact, if you guys don't believe me, I'll literally go on the replay after this. I can show you guys in the replay like what I was really angry. But so yeah, I would say that one of the biggest issues this game has, they really need to improve the netcode and internet connection, because this is really bad. I feel very bad. It takes, loading screens are pretty long, but it's just so many it's like really inconsistent to get a game that has 0 lag at all. They really need to work on that. So I'm really hoping they do that in Tekken 8. I played Tekken 8, like the CBT. It's kind of hard to tell. I don't think I had many problems. I can't really remember. It's kind of hard to tell because it was already limited players. But yeah, they need to work on that, because for me to live a long life, because all that yelling and screaming and cursing I was just doing, that probably took like 5 years off my life probably, because I need to relax. But anyway, in all seriousness, with Tekken 7, my final thoughts on this game, I think it speaks for itself. It's the most successful Tekken game out of all of them. Very great. The gameplay is very fun. I love what they were going with this. So I'm going to talk about the positive things first. I love the characters. I feel like the characters in this game is like 51 characters, a little bit too many, but I feel like I can honestly say that this game has a character for anybody. Like any type of fighter, there's a character for you. Like it's really diverse in the different martial art. In the martial arts, you have Taekwondo like Iran, you got karate like Jin, you got Mishima karate, Cosmic karate, and you got Lydia's karate, you got Baji Kwan with Julia, you got Xiao Yu's fighting style, which is Pikwan and Bakujan, something like that I pronounce it. Jeet Kune Do, Capoeira. You got so many cool fighting styles, so many cool different game styles. And yeah, I feel like this game is very diverse in just the type of players, the type of characters that it can offer you to play as. You can really, like I said, there is somebody for everyone in this game, and I do love that about it. I feel like the gameplay is very fun. I love the combos. I love the wall combos. I would say that the combos are really fun to do, and I think they did a really good job of making it look really dynamic, making it look fun, making it look appealing. The stages are beautiful in this game. The graphics are pretty good for its time. The only thing about the combo, well, I guess I would tell it the negatives, but yeah. What else? I feel like I love the characters that they chose. I feel like this game gives me like new Tekken, but also old Tekken combined. Like Yeah, it has like a lot of the new Tekken type characters, like the more generic archetypes for beginner levels, like the Leroy, Shaheen's, Claudio's. But it also has those, old legacy classic characters, like Law, Paul, of course, Julia, Lei, the whole everybody. So I love that. I feel like it has, like I said, it has a really diverse roster. It's like it feels like it's. I think they did a good job in modernizing the Tekken and making it more appealing to casuals and newcomers, while still retaining a lot of those things that make Tekken, like for us veteran players. So I like that. I like how the game. I think they've done a good job with like providing a lot of ranges of difficulty for characters. You have your easy mode characters, but you also have your really hard advanced characters. And you have a lot of characters in the middle. And I think that's another reason why I say there's somebody for everyone, because there's always, because for me, someone like me, like I like characters that have some execution, but nothing that's too hard. So that's why Julia was a perfect pick for me to be one of my mains. And yeah, so I love that. I love that it helps. They're trying to appeal to new players and casuals that might want an easier character to pick up and play versus people that prefer harder characters, that prefer someone with a lot of execution. So I think they've done a good job with that. Characters like that could include Jin, Lee Chaolan. I can go on. What else? I think this is the first Tekken. And I don't know. It's not really. It's really because just the times we're in. Like I think this was the most successful 10, and kind of like this was the most successful in that. I think the community has. This is the strongest the community has ever been because of Tekken 7. And of course, that's with the advent of social media and the internet. And like, I feel like a lot of the big Tekken players or Tekken content creators like Mayman Sweet, Lil Margin, multiple others. I don't know how big they were before Tekken 7, but I'm pretty sure that Tekken 7 was the peak of their channel, and I think I think that's really good. And I think it's gotten so many people in the game, and it gave the game so much more. It just made it feel better. Like even Tekken Reddit, it really feels like a community. Like I think this game has like really responsible for that. Like I said, it comes with social media too, but the game has to be good for it to have that kind of appeal on social media to build a really big, strong community. Granted, now some of you guys are very toxic in this community, I'm realizing, but I guess when you're dealing with a lot of people, some of whom some people are just really getting into their video games, I guess. So when you deal with people like that, there's always bound to be some person that's just going to be an asshole. but yeah, so I like that. What else? I like the game. The gameplay's very fun. Like I said, I love the combos. I think the combos are really fun to do. They look cool. The gameplay as a whole is really good. I love the diversity of the characters as far as their play style and execution. The stages look pretty good. The community, yeah, I think those are the main things I really like about this game. And it feels very much like Tekken. Now on to some of the more negatives. So like I said, the netcode, that goes without saying. I already talked about that. The other thing I think is a really big problem with this game, I feel like this game should have had more infinite stages. I feel like the stages on this game are too small with walls. And I know infinite stages are things they're trying to get away from for whatever reason. Like, from my understanding, I don't think there's any infinite stages in Tekken 8. I don't think. But one of the biggest problems I have with this game is that there are, it's like, it seems like oftentimes if you make one mistake against your opponent and they just happen to launch you just right at the right time in the right way or whatever, it's like you're gonna get to the wall. You're gonna face first. You're gonna get their combo. You have to eat that up. Then you're gonna get to the wall, get their wall combo. Then you're gonna have to get some Okizeme you have to deal with in order to get back up. This happens all the time with characters like Lars, Negan, and I feel like it shouldn't. I just feel like that's kind of crappy. You know what I'm saying? I think they really need to have bigger stages because the combos and the damage of this game is pretty high for a lot of characters, and I think that's a bit much. So they should. I don't think one combo should just. Of course, like if there's a combo that you do that requires like a lot of execution, is actually really hard. I don't mind wall-to-wall combos, but they should not be. It shouldn't be something that you just see in every single game. You know what I'm saying? That should be something that's rare that gives people hype. But it should not be a situation where the round starts and one person just happens to launch you or whatever, make you guess wrong, and then next thing you know, you're at the wall, then you're eating the wall combo, then you're eating there at Okizemi. That's why I freaking hate playing against Lars players. Oh my gosh, it seems like no matter where you are with that against that character, you're always going to get at the wall. You're going to face so much damage, and then to make it even worse, Lars. I hate Lars' animations. It looks stupid to me. But yeah, so that's what I would say. I would say we need bigger stages in Tekken 8, and it does look like they're doing that in Tekken 8. I mean, but they are also bigger combos, so I don't know how that's going to work. But you know, I just think overall the damage is a little too high, and I would like them to nerf that a little bit. So we'll see how that goes. Another thing I think was a big issue with this game that I didn't like. I felt like the story was very weak. I'm very dissatisfied with the story. I don't like how I don't like the character endings they've added. Like it, you know, that's kind of, they just made like these little cut scenes of just, you know, people fighting random people. But I like the OG endings where everybody had their own story, and the DLC characters, they didn't even get that at all. So they weren't even included in the story. So I really dislike that. I mean, but it does seem like they're changing that in Tekken 8, so that's good. They are focusing on the story, and I saw the trailers. They look very cinematic. And I know, from my understanding, everybody's gonna have their own special story, as well as their interludes. I think they might have like in the story mode. I think they might have like little cutscenes, like with other characters, like kind of like how they did in Tekken 5. So I think that's a really good step in the right direction. I just hope they do it for DLC characters too. I think, you know, but. I am happy that they are improving that in Tekken 8, and it seems like they're really going all out with that. So I really do love and appreciate that. So yeah, that's that. And people can say what they want about stories. Like some people say, "Oh, it's a fighting game. Stories don't matter." You guys need to understand that there's a reason why characters like, you know, Jin, Heihachi, Hurong, Lei Wulong, Paul Phoenix, Eddie Gordo. There's a reason why a lot of the OG characters, despite some of them having low usage allegedly, such as Eddie, Lei, Xiaoyu, Yoshi, despite those, even amongst the characters with low usage, there's a reason why those OG characters have very loyal, vocal fan bases. And a lot of that has to do with the character itself, not just about how they fight, but just about the character, and that's big. That plays a lot into like which is contributed a lot by the story. You know, these characters have endings back in the older games from Tekken 1 through 6 or 1 through Tag 2. Everybody had their own little interludes. Everybody had their own endings, and Tekken 6 did a good job with the scenario campaign and making everyone feel connected in the world, like in the scenario campaign. Like everybody has something to say, their little part in the story. So story really does matter, and you guys are wondering why characters like, you know, Leroy, Claudio, who else, Shaheen, Lucky Chloe, Katarina, all these newer characters, even though some of them have proven to be popular, it's not the same. Their fan bases are just not as loyal and are not as strong. They just don't have, you know, the biggest reason, even like the characters that people may like a little bit more, like Leroy and Lydia, they have high use. They had high usage, but that was only because they had the DLC busted crap. You know, as soon as they nerfed them, their usage went down tremendously for both Lydia and Leroy. And of course, that's based on the data that we have available, which isn't necessarily official. Although the official data for the CNT from Bandai Namco was revealed for the when they had the Tekken 8 CNT, Leroy was, I believe, number 12 out of 16. So that's not very promising. And Claudia was also was around that range, and so was, yeah, and those were the two Tekken 7 characters and during the CNT, I believe. So I think Leroy, well, I think Cloud, they were both in the bottom 5 or whatever. I know one of them was number 12. It might have been Claudio number 12, I'm not sure. But I know they were both pretty low. They were both in the bottom half of characters. So yeah, and that's because I get they're trying to include Claudio in the story, giving him a big part too, but he's still relatively new, but yeah, I feel like the story and just, that plays a big role in character popularity and building like a loyal fan base, because and I think Claudio, it could be a little bit more because they have included him in the story, but like I said, the Tekken 7 story in itself was very unimpressive, so I think that also played a role in Claudio not being super duper popular compared to like a lot of the OG characters. The other thing that I did not like about this game, I think it's very horrible and very bad practice for them to make DLC characters busted on release. I get why they've done it. They felt that was going to make people buy them more, but it really is unfair and discouraging. And I think and I know some people are probably going to have something to say about me playing Julia. First of all, I always liked Julia since Tekken 3. I didn't always play her that much, but I always was a fan of her. And once I saw that she wasn't on the base roster of Tekken 7, when she was revealed, I decided to buy her because I'm like, oh, let me buy Julia DLC, because I at least want to support the character, because I do want this character to come back, and I ended up liking her. She ended up being a really good character for me, and and back then when she first came out, nobody really knew that she was busted like that. Nobody knew that how overpowered she was. If you think she's overpowered now, imagine when she first came out, when she had so much stuff that was just busted. But so I did not pick her just because she had this alleged DLC boost, which people didn't even know about during that time. People didn't even know that about the DLC characters until Leroy was revealed in season 3. So for you knuckleheads in the comment section that got something to say about that, about me calling me a hypocrite or whatever, said you play Julia DLC, blah blah blah. No. But yeah, but I mean, she is still quite strong, and I just think the game balance as a whole, the game could be balanced a lot better. And she is still quite strong. There's a lot of characters that are quite strong, but she, in my opinion, is not the biggest issue, because she's very technical, and you do have to work for what you get with Julia. She does require some work and execution. She's not the hardest character to play, but she's very tiring to play, and she does have some pretty substantial weaknesses, believe it or not. Actually, she's a very unsafe character. Still a little overpowered. I can give you that. She might be a little overpowered, but I don't think she's the biggest problem. She's not a Feng Wei. She's not a Leroy or Lydia, who, despite it being nerfed, still gets several wins because they're just super easy to use. She's not a Noctis, who's super easy to use, gets so much more damage. You know what I'm saying? So I think overall the balance of the game, DLC aside, they need to do a better job in balancing the game in Tekken 8. Like, I feel like, I will say overall, I think it's pretty bad. I think, players like John Deng, who plays Eddie, who people suspect to be a weaker character. I mean, he won several tournaments, or he won several times with Eddie, even while fighting like very powerful characters like Akuma. So, I do think that every character is feasible, to win with, but there are some that are it's clearly unbalanced. Like characters like Feng Wei is a huge problem in this game. He has an answer for everything, and not only does he have an answer for everything, everything's powerful. He's an expert at everything. The character has no weaknesses whatsoever. I don't know his weaknesses are. He have damage. He's versatile. He has evasion. He has good counter hits. He has good punish. Feng Wei has no weaknesses. And even so they need to do a better job of balancing, and that doesn't mean I get that that's going to be difficult to do. Like, some characters are naturally, just based on the game plan or just whatever, some characters are going to be stronger than others. All characters aren't made equal, but the characters that are better, they should be harder to play, in my opinion. Like, despite Jin Kazuma being a very busted character, I think Jin Kazuma is like top 5 in this game. I really believe that. But in Tekken 7, he's tremendously hard to play. So, I don't think that we just make the character super busted, but I don't really fault Jin players too much, because he does in order, you have to be really good at the game to be good with him to get his maximum output. So yeah. But yeah, so I think those are the main things I have. I just would like bigger stage. Oh, another one. The music. I guess it's probably too late to ask this. I already heard the music in Tekken 8 already, but I wish they would make more memorable songs in Tekken 7 and 8. To be honest, more better quality songs. Like, I would love a I feel like a lot of the music they have in these games are very unremarkable. They're too, I don't know what you would call it, a lot of dubstep or whatever. I would love a few stages with some house music. I'm a house head, you guys. I love house music. I would like just something that just vibes well. They should really get some good EDM DJs to do some background stage music, But yeah, the music, I feel like a lot of it doesn't even go with some of the stages. Like, I feel they could do a better job with the music, because I feel like the music is kind of like, it kind of helps shape your mood when you're playing it. That's when you hear music, it like sparks up certain memories, and I think that's why Tekken 3, Tekken 4, Tekken 5, they had top tier music, and I think that's another reason why people love those games so much and get so nostalgic about them, because it's just, it's not just it's the game, it's the story, but the music, it just brings you back in. It puts you back in a certain mood. You know what I'm saying? So I really wish they would get better music, and please put some more thought into it, and not just give us all this stuff that just sounds I don't know. But yeah, so those are my thoughts. So I think Tekken 7 has been a good run. I've had fun. I've never been more into Tekken than I have now with the advent of Tekken 7. As you can see, these are my stats for online mode. So my highest rank was Emperor. My highest ranked character was Julia. My Tekken prowess currently is 256,000 or something. My ranked match win rate is 52% pretty much. My longest winning streak was 21 wins. My quick match win rate was 55%. That's pretty cool. So yeah, so those are my stats. What else? Other stats I have? Oh, so my play stats, my combo damage is S. And that's mainly because of Xiao Yu, by the way, because her combos are really easy to do and max out. My aggressiveness is S. That's probably because of Julia. And see, I really need to work on my sidestepping, and I completely agree. I need to work on that so much more. My punishment proficiency is a B, so I've improved on that. I can do a lot better though, but my overall grade is an A, so that's good. These are my win rates on the stages. So my best stage that I have the most success with appears to be G Corp Helipad at nighttime. No. G Corp Helipad during the daytime at 64%, it seems. I think that's the highest one. What else? Offline, Katarina. This is for my sister. I think my sister played offline before. She plays Katarina, so yeah, I think that's why Katarina's there as my highest ranked character, because I don't play the character like that. But yeah, so these are my stats. I doubt I'm gonna get Julia at Emperor again before Tekken 8. I'm gonna try my best, but yeah. So those are just my thoughts, my closing thoughts on Tekken 7. Overall, a very great game. I mean, yes, I may have my reservations about it, but I would be lying to say that this game was not amazing. This was a very tremendous game. I loved it. It was really great, and I can't wait to see what Tekken 8 has in store. So yeah, so thanks for watching, and make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you guys in the next video.